So now we're going to explore the common types of data in machine learning. But before we do this, you might want to know why this is important for you to understand. So the details of the types of data is important because the form and structure of the data that is fed into the machine learning algorithm determines a lot of decisions regarding choice of algorithm, values of hyperparameters, and approaches to solve the various problems. So let's go ahead and dive in and look at the different types. So we'll start off with numerical data. Numerical values are either integers or floats. Example of this is identifiers of items, different properties like sales amount, house prices. All data in machine learning eventually ends up being numerical data, whether this is numerical in its original form or processed from other more complex structured forms like image, speech, or text, for example. The next data type we're going to look at is time series. This is a series of numerical values that can be ordered, typically data collected over equally spaced points in time. But it also can be data that is ordered based on a non-datetime column. An example of this is real-time stock performance, orange juice sales, energy demand forecasting. We have some more complex cases, such as speech data that gets translated into a time-based series frequency values. This is how it is actually consumed by machine learning models. It is not necessary for a dataset to contain a single series of data. It can have multiple series that is discriminated by one of the properties in the data. For example, evolution of the sale of a product in multiple locations. In this case, the discriminant property is the location. The next type we're going to look at is categorical. This includes discrete and limited set of values. The values typically do not make sense unless there is meaning or a category attached to the value. An example of this is a person's gender or even ethnicity. Most of the features are categorical, have a small cardinality. Gender is a good example of that. But there are also categorical features that have high cardinality. For example, location ID that was mentioned earlier. In this case, there is a particular challenge for many of the machine learning algorithms to handle these values efficiently. The next type we're going to look at is text. This could include words or sentences, and you've probably seen examples of this probably in like news articles. The challenge with text is to transform it into an equivalent numeric form that is more appropriate for machine learning algorithm. That's kind of difficult. There are various approaches to solve this problem, which we will cover in a later lesson. The final type of data that we're going to look at today is image. Example of this is a picture or a snapshot of videos, or full streams of videos. The challenge with image is to transform it into the appropriate numeric form, and this is similar to all of the other forms.